Now, obviously, as a apology for the, well, eye bleaching that you would need after watching the last episode, we move on to part 2 of the finale. Now, obviously, people have informed me that there's more coming, but unfortunately, as of the time of recording it, it's not out yet. So, we're going to have to enjoy this. The teams are fighting for, well, one of them to continue with their schooling or move on to uni. There's a new shark team. Not entirely sure they're in it for the tanks, but still, Type 4 land tank. Could be worse. And with the infighting of the other team being a partial act, can our girls really bring themselves together to fight this new joined up force? And obviously, once they've beaten these, there's the rest of the tournament to go. It's still quite shocking. Expecting the Girls&Panzer theme and intro, and you get something like this. It's almost... It's almost jarring how much extra effort has been put into parts of it. And with all of the other teams and tanks being shown off, I think that means we'll get a lot more of our old favourites. Even sorry, even in the intro, charge. Never gonna learn, are they? And now that the Nishizumi family has somewhat been reunited, I guess. There's not really too much standing in their way. Yes, a nice open plain. Yep, none of them were particularly expecting that attack on the bridge. But coming up with some sort of strategy to use against our champions, if they went into it half-hearted, they were going to lose. Do you really want to go through every bit of insult that you've had to each other? And yet, still has time to nonchalantly enjoy her dessert. I mean, the most important part. Well, yes, the Uri girls tank team do kind of panic and come up with things on the fly, but not everything is just uncoordinated. Well, she's got to get used to being in command, doesn't she? I mean, it's okay to delegate the operations to someone capable, but she has to put on at least the airs of being the commander. Yeah. Are you talking about what's actually brought them together? Or there's deep-seated issues which probably aren't going to be just solved so easily. So what, part of your plan is not just to defeat the tanks, but also create a rift in the school? Seems a bit mean. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, psychological warfare is part of their forte, but it's quite a nice scenery about to be destroyed by all this tank fighting. And kind of like the Russian siege, they're enjoying this moment, having a picnic. Kind of hard to hide that flag. Were they just provocation shots to get them all looking in that direction? I mean, stacking up behind them, and they've got, hard armor. Yeah, you're in tanks, you don't need to abide by the landscape. Try not to get noticed. Still wouldn't want to, get out and jump on top while being fired at. A makeshift kind of periscope. Hopefully the captain doesn't have to go down with the ship. I had one of those, or something similar at least. Are they going to use the fact that this tank is somewhat similar to hide amongst the ranks and cause division that way? Just skirting the tank forward slightly. Ding. You can't deny it now, can you? Did they do any research beforehand to see what tanks were on the enemy team? It didn't take long for the seeds of mistrust to be planted. successful. I mean, you can't allow someone that's going around taking out your own team to get away unscathed. Immediately ignore the enemy. I think this plan was actually quite successful. All it took was for them not to have any kind of communication between each other and not visually confirm that it was, it did have the team's heraldry on the side. This has been interesting. You're not gonna, open up communication and find out what's going on. I like how they lost, was it part of the spare tracks that are on the side? Yeah, but usually not in heavily armoured vehicles. Is she going to wade out in the middle and get shot on both sides? They take out their own flag tank. Okay. Wiggle underneath that barrel. She's quite skilled in gymnastics. No, you ruined it. Use your brain a little. Damn it, they've shouldn't have taken that shot. And now they've opened up their side and rear. Yeah, damn. And now there's a renewed camaraderie between the sides against a enemy using such underhanded tactics. Screw that gate, apparently. It is good how the foliage was treated as 3D objects, so it's getting blown apart and rolling around. They are whittling down the amount of tanks. Well, now their way is shut. I do like these camera angles. Ah. Rabbit team looked like he'd been taken out. Oh. Well, that didn't... What can you say about that? The bearings on that turret got screwed. They pulled themselves together. And the ones we're meant to be rooting for have lost the advantage quite heavily. I do want to see the Mark IV take a shot or two. And despite the scenes that we're seeing, interesting way to get your flag tank out of danger. They're still singing strong, aren't they? And was the voices we were hearing actually lowering, or, you know, as the tanks are being taken out? Shite. I think that cake might be contaminated now, though. Still eating it. For fuck's sake. Wake up early, set an alarm clock! I mean, they still haven't gotten rid of that streak of always losing. Maybe one day the French team will win. Sharing her spoils with the victor. This is, well, actually, French pastry chefs are pretty good. Kind of rudimentary, but which is she's been taken out. Poor show. They can be playing that tank game or doing it in real life. Why do you want to catch piranhas? There's not too much meat on them. And even though they won, you've still got to get Momo to study, keep up her grades. I wonder if the Automobile Club was a reference to another, car racing anime or something. This is as far as you go. What's with yeah, all of the stuff on the side of the hallway here? The people's elbow down on that. You know, I've definitely been on one of those rides where it's, you know, all in one place and the carriage itself is moving. Don't think it was about battling bears and whatnot. Yeah, they probably won't stay silent. Kill the panda. I mean, blah. At least they're enjoying their day at the museum. Definitely looks like it's been, you know, revamped and repaired since the last time we were here. They did it. Was that part of the show? I feel like that's potentially dangerous to have with people riding it. Does she take that ride-on bear everywhere she goes now? I'm pretty sure they both have like lifetime passes to this place. Ah, only one of them. Oh, there are other people here. It's not just those two. I mean, you could join their school and do a load of practice matches against them. It's not quite the same, but... But was that Katusha in the poster behind her? I only got a glimpse. It's fun to eat together. Don't let it, you know, cool down. Is this really the place to do that? Keep a cool head, don't charge in. Yeah, focus on the food right now. Maybe you can use the food as like an analogy. Good serve. They say don't play with your food, but it's fun. Advice. It's Koala Forest. Ah, it's the commander. It's the commander. Bring a lot of eucalyptus. I Don't think anything really needs to be said about Koala Team, does it? Are we actually going to see any of that match, or was that just, hey, look at this team? That they exist? She needs to pass on everything that she's been doing in the council. Well, he seems friendly and approachable. Dog. Ah, that would be why he was friendly and approachable. She seems a little meek. She has a lot of siblings. No wonder she's so tired. I mean, bread slices is fine. There's been certain Crimson Demons who've living off the stuff for years. I don't think we're going to be getting a backstory for and home life of every character. Whose phone was... Has the next match been decided then? Oh. Congratulations. Did they use new, unparalleled tactics in their match? I mean, it's nice. It's good to be optimistic, but yeah, don't get carried away. Do you need to do more undercover work to find out? Yeah, they just marched forward. And then a full barrage all at once. I guess we'll be seeing them in the finals. You can't help but love the accompanying songs. Like Katusha, Erica, I'm surprised to actually see this Spanish team in action. For they're only going to be seated. And good shot. Oh no. You know, the piccolo is not the most scary of the instruments. I actually don't have any tea and I'm horrified. They're invincible, what do they have to be worried about? They're like cockroaches. They'll bury the enemy under their own corpses. It will be good to see how some of the other teams kind of try to take each other on. Of course, he's got the big camera out. Can't miss his like another one of his daughter's matches. Got to record and document every moment. I mean, they've worked together in the past during that practice match. Yeah. So they saw their position in the placements. Even if we do win one, oh no. Yeah, you got to cheer on your enemy. Be a good sport about it. Has there been like a need to go to the judge's decision for any of this? Still not quite used to saying it, are you? And is this going to be a dense jungle warfare? And a winding river. And you got to get the a good camera view. We haven't really seen any of the drones in combat flying around, capturing the match. Is that the sound of the jungle while they were talking? Damn it. At least lower it. Who dares? And the fact they were aiming solely for the flag there, they need to pay. Don't... are they being drawn in? Kind of like a charge, but with more steps. Oh no. Hey, now, here's the thing. Is Momo the commander... Oh, they've been tracked. Damn. Run away. A tactical retreat. They're so simple. If they love charging so much, just add the word charge to it. It makes sense. Well, apart from their pride. Take this disaster. Okay. Basically, don't repeat it. Grow stronger. Bloody shark team. So they hit and run tactics. You're now doing the same thing. I mean, no one's really. You just let the Anteater team out on foot, and they'll take care of everything. They start bench pressing the enemy tanks. Are there any other butterflies or insects in this place to be pointed out? And since the shark team has been taken out, there's no one to have any detraction. So hang on, Momo's in charge. Yeah, it's not a great great backdrop for this battle. Really? Okay. Some of these tanks are going to fare worse than others. Maybe you'll lose weight. Oh no, are they going to be trapped in this, like, mud? Can't think of the word. Get out the tow ropes. We've had this kind of thing before. Oh no, they're gonna... please don't blow your engine. Yeah, I'm sure this is gonna make all the difference. Ah, yeah. I watched a bit of a documentary about antlions somewhat recently. How high was that jump? Then, yeah, dip it back into the mud. Might change your mind then. Was that long range firing? Stop questioning it. I mean, being able to get through the single-minded charge mentality is well done. At least they have battle rations. They don't have... Was she choking on her food? They don't have tents or anything. Just gotta sleep in the tanks if it takes too long. You might want to move out the way. This is a environmental disaster. Please don't destroy too much of the habitat. It couldn't hurt, actually. It might work. Charge ballad. Just get out the big speakers. Yeah, this might assuage some people's fears of driving through the night. Not immediately as catchy as some of the other songs we've heard. Make the best of the situation. Hopefully the high-spiritedness isn't going to be overshadowed by a sudden barrage of shells. Oh, she has actually heard it before. Seems to be working. That. Why do you have to be so mysterious? Tell me what it is now. It's fine, you weren't needed. Oh, she's wide awake. Really? She's meant to be part of the morals committee, is she not? Not quite as effective. Yeah, zombies would definitely make this match more interesting. I wouldn't go swimming. Is it a tank cover? Like the ducks? Shoot it. Is that a small amphibious? There they are. I saw them knock into that tree there. I was expecting it to fall. Should they really be focusing on the one in the lake, though? Because it's not going to have the great... Another one? It's a duck. They're going to be talking between themselves so much they're going to lose their chance. You know, if they had actually pressed the radio while they... That's a big duck. Did they lose, like, part of the ballast or something? What was taken off there? It's definitely seeming a lot more... tense than we expected for going up against this school. Focus fire. Keep waiting. Good thing that it's low profile and under a defilade. Try to immobilize it. Yep. But the thing is, this team is quite well prepared to repair their vehicle. I mean, they have really turtled up, haven't they? How can they turn the situation around? Oh, not the engine. They didn't do very well at the block. Boom. So now several of the tanks are out of action or close to it. Guerrilla warfare, hit and run tactics. Yeah, they've completely switched. They now kind of understand their enemy, so they think they know what's best. I liked that camera pan. Just pass by each other. It's we've got to take for a little bit of creative liberty with the tank speeds and whatnot, and being able to traverse this jungle. Where are they being led? I think that's like the tracers aren't. They're not really trying to hide. None. But after charging recklessly for so long, have they realised too late? And off the edge. And even the ones that stopped in time. Oh, she's dead. Like fish in a barrel. Block off the way out. There's not really much they can do to try and climb that kind of incline. I mean, yeah. Even if it wasn't, wet, muddy, and slippery, still probably wouldn't be able to get up that. Change of mindset. Until that gets blocked off. Didn't even have to cover it by making some play on a charge. The thing is, I kind of want them to win. It'll be a massive upset, won't it, if they go through the entire thing. Plus, I'm still upset about the Shark team throwing it away at the beginning. But as long as they've now kind of, make friends with the French team, maybe there's a full buffet spread after every match. I mean, you don't have to share it with the Italians. I do like how parts of this was made possible thanks to the Unreal Engine, apparently. I mean, considering I use the Unreal Engine for work myself, I would love to work on a show like this. But not only did we get a proper resolution to this, the French team and their match, the conflict and then resolution of the two different sides of the school. But then getting into the next one with the charge. And seeing a bit of Momo's family life, you can tell that this school is really made up of a whole variety of types of people, aren't they? A conglomeration of people from all walks of life and social status. But it's really been back and forth several times now. Oh, they're in the lead. Oh, they've chucked it. Oh, they've clawed it back. Oh, no, they've chucked it again. Oh, they've been toyed with, fallen into a trap, fallen into a deep pit of mud. This is edge of your seat viewing, isn't it? But you have to be proud for them, don't you? A mid-match epiphany. We don't have to charge out all the time. Sometimes victory comes from conceding a little. But with each one of the other schools climbing up the ranks, making it to the next slot, we're not going to see everyone. But who's going to be there at the final rung? And the difference between, most of the schools and the girls one is that most schools usually have multiple copies of the same tank. So if one gets taken out, you've just lost one. Whereas on the other side, take out a tank, you've lost that and everything that tank is capable of. You've got the quick, zippy ones, you've got that just hunker down, basically just a boulder. As soon as any of them start dropping, you've lost that as a vital tool in your belt. But hey, we can't lose now. There's all that bread to go home to. So if you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe for more, because when there will be more. But for the time being, get yourself some rest so you're not up late at night. See you in the next one. I know that my patrons would never think about betraying me, shooting me in the back, even if there is cake involved. But with that thought crossing my mind, I need to thank my patrons at the minute, who are Sal, Electricant, Arthea, Noku, Raywin, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Matt, Rasmus Paulson, Girly, Dark Shadow 7899, Kite, Saltitron, Ritzio Lozano, and everyone else. But together with all of your help, maybe we can tactically charge in reverse into some more anime.